Hello, my name is Peter Ring, and I'd like to show you how to use a program that I wrote called HomeLogix to help manage your finances. This program was tailored for individuals who don't have large investments or savings and are trying to get by month to month. This helps them manage their finances. Okay, you start in this screen where you select a household. By default, there's a John and Jane family demo household, which you can look at. And in my program, I have my own finances, which I'm not going to show you. All right, we'll start by creating a new household. Click on Add Household. Then you give it a household name. We'll say it's my household. Okay, and then you can choose the database. If you want a simple database, I recommend SQLite. If you want to have multiple users, then I'd recommend Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, by default, the file name saves into the OneDrive account. I do that on purpose so the data will always be backed up. So click on OK, and there it is. It's in my list. Okay, we'll select it and click Login, and it creates the database, sets up all the information. So it takes a little bit of time. All right. Then what we'll do is we'll go to Manage Bank Accounts, and this is where you create bank accounts that have all your budget items. Okay, we'll call this checking. Okay, and the account type is checking. And then the bank balance will say is $1,000. Okay, then we click Save, and it's saved. Okay, now we want to start adding budget items. A budget item is usually there for reoccurring expenses, but it can also be one time only or non recurring. It's just a budget item, a bucket to put your money into. Okay, click Add Modify, and we get a budget item, a new budget item. Now, what we can do is give it a description. So maybe this is the electric bill, and this electric bill is an expense, and the bank account is checking, and the amount will just say it's $100. $100 recurs every 1 month on next generated transaction date will be today. We'll just say that, and then we click Save, and it saves the budget item. Now let's add more budget items. So we'll do our paycheck. Okay, and this type is an income, and it's in our bank account. And the amount we'll get, we'll say $1,000 every 2 weeks. And since today's Friday, we'll say the first generated date is today. So we'll just click Save. There's our two budget items. They're in the list. And you can keep adding budget items, maybe mortgage, whatever comes out. So we'll do a new budget item. And we'll say this is mortgage, mortgage. and it's an expense, and it comes out of checking, and let's say it's $1,000 every 1 month. Let's say it comes out on the third of each month. So we'll click the calendar button, or you can hit F4. Okay, and we'll say it comes out on the third. Next transaction date is the 3rd of August. Okay, and we'll click save. Okay, there it is. Now we go to register, and this time what we want to do is generate register items from budget. So we click on that, and we'll want to know all the way. We will change that to September 30th. Okay, click OK, and it generates all the transactions. I personally like to forecast 3 months into the future. So this is a check register, but it's forward looking, not backward looking. If we want to see what's been spent or what's come in, we can look at history. But since we haven't done anything yet, history will be empty. Okay, now what we want to do, if we want to import bank transactions, these are transactions that affected your bank. Now, if if your bank allows it, you can import Quicken/Microsoft Money QIF file, and it'll import the transactions for you. But if you want to type them in on your own, you can. So we'll say this is Idaho Power. Okay, and that's a withdrawal. And the budget item, do lookup, press the lookup button. Okay, and this is going to be electric bill. So we click select, and the source, we don't have to put in the source if we don't want to. Okay, and then the amount, say it's $100. Okay, and click OK. And it'll say, do you want to post the transactions to the register? And we do. So we'll click yes. And there it is. And it shows it completed. And we're ready to go. And then we click on save. And what it'll do is post the completed items to to history and delete them from the register. So you can click save. So do you wish to post the completed rows to history and delete them from the register? You click yes, and there we go. And if you want to see what's been going on in the past, you can look at statistics. This shows what's been affected this bank account for each month. And then you can go to history and see what all the history for this bank account. So we'll go to register. Now let's say you have a one-time uh, register item. It comes from a budget, but it's one time only. So you can click add register item, and we'll say it's today, and it's an expense, and the budget item can look up, and if you don't see what you want, you can click add, and this time we'll say it's entertainment. Okay. Oh, I misspelled it. Okay, then we'll tab, and we'll take the bank account will be my check or my checking. So select checking. Okay, and the amount will just say $200. No, wait a second. We'll just keep it at zero. And we don't want this to be a recurring budget, so we'll click on clear reoccurring and then click on save select, and it'll save it and then select it immediately. Okay, and this one-time register item is $200. Maybe we bought a TV or pit, or we did a car repair or whatever. Okay, and click OK, and there it is. It's in the register. And when you import bank transactions, you can, when you select that budget item, it'll immediately complete the register item. Okay, and then we'll just click save, and everything's saved. Okay, then we'll press escape, and you can see the budget, the expenses breakdown, and the percentage of the total month. So we have entertainment, electric bill, and then the actual. So we have the budget and the actual. Now, it looks like we haven't cleared any of this. We haven't put in transactions. Right now, what it does, it assumes that you're going to spend the remainder amount of the budget, so you can see if you're ahead of schedule or running out of money. So that tells you. And then the checking, I can double click on that, and then it'll tell you the current projected ending balance and what's new if you completed items. So the current new is still 4,600, and the difference, so you can see if you made money or lost money while you've been entering transactions. And then the projected lowest balance date is going to be day before now. It'll scan the register and find what the lowest balance is and what the date is for that lowest balance. And then you can see what the new balance is and with how much money we're depositing every month and how much we're withdrawing every month. And then the difference. Okay, so then there's advanced find. If you're looking for information from a table, you can click on the lookup for the table and select any table, double select history, and then click on import default lookup, and it immediately brings up all the data for that table. Then you can filter it. So we don't have any filters set up, so we can go budget, add filter, and we can say equals, and then we can say electric bell, and there it is. So but this is very powerful. You can look up any data you're looking for. So this makes it easy to find information. Okay, I'll close this out, and I'll say, do you want to save changes? We'll say no. Okay, so here we are. So this program's pretty simple, but it makes managing finances for the everyday person much easier. So you can look in the future and make sure you don't run out of money, and that helps you there. So anyway, thanks for watching this video.